Kenyan protesters were met with force as they marched against femicide.
We just our lip gloss and water bottles. They are lodging tear gas canisters at us.
Days later, the Kenyan government declared gender-based violence the nation's most pressing security threat. It's a crisis across the world, according to a recent United Nations report, which shows an average of 140 women and girls were killed each day in 2023 by their intimate partner or close relative.
There's something just really horrible about a woman who would do everything that the state, the system, and community organizations asked her to do, and to have then not the follow-through from police.
In Canada, a new report released by Battered Women's Support Services reveals protection orders intended to keep victims of intimate partner violence safe are not enough.
We noticed that there were significant numbers of victim survivors who really did not believe that the protection orders would be a resource to them, and they felt alone.
The report outlines how protection orders are often treated as mere paperwork. It recommends mandatory arrests when protection orders are breached, a 2-year extension of the orders, and for coroner's inquests into femicides where these orders were in place.
It's based on police discretion, whether they're going to enforce the breach of the protection order or not, and all too often they don't.
She highlights the tragic case of Stephanie Forster, a Coquitlam woman who was shot and killed while sitting in her car. Investigators believe her ex-husband was responsible. Like many others, Forster, an award-winning artist and tech entrepreneur, had taken all the right steps to protect herself.
She got orders of protection. She reported all of the breaches to police. But unfortunately, the RCMP did not follow through with those reports in a meaningful way.
The latest numbers from the Canadian Femicide Observatory show from January to November of this year, 167 women and girls have been killed. In 14 of those cases, there's no accused identified. In 144 of the cases, a male is accused.
We owe it to each and every one of those victims that takes that risk to follow through and ensure that protection orders are a measure of justice and not just a piece of paper.
She says as the calls for action intensify, the gaps in the system need to be addressed because the current state of protection for women and girls is failing. Neetu Garcha, Global News, Burnaby, BC.